Pope Francis died yesterday on Easter Monday, the same day that the World Economic Forum announced that Klaus Schwab will step down as president of the organization, which has drawn ire for its rich guy authoritarianism. You might remember our covering of Klaus Schwab during all of the pandemic.
You know what they're saying on the Conspiracy Corner?
Yes, tell us, Sam.
Well, our globalist darling Klaus Schwab.
Yes, your favorite person.
Yeah, he talks about a cyber pandemic.
Oh, so they're just laying the groundwork. And our talkings about Agenda 2030. Sammy Flaps and Folds was on that beat for quite some time.
UN now has a biometric digital wallet for all of its employees that was announced earlier this week.
Dun, dun, dun. Agenda 2030. Agenda 2030.
They're testing it out on them first before they make it mandatory for everybody else.
Sammy
Agenda
FNF
2030.
went deep down the rabbit hole. I don't think
Look it
she's
up.
ever coming back.
Close my third eye. Close my third eye.
She's rejoicing today. She's mourning the loss of the Pope, but rejoicing the stepping down of Klaus Schwab. It does feel a little bit like there's a shakeup in the New World Order. These guys were kind of known for their influence in the new global agenda and the terms that were being set. Look, I'm not saying that Pope Francis dying and Klaus Schwab resigning is connected, but when the Pope dies on Easter Monday, Klaus Schwab steps down and JD Vance gets promoted to tariff czar in the same news cycle. I'm not an expert, but I can see how some of these things would be connected. I don't know, guys. I don't think they are. I'm just asking questions, though, all right?
See, that's a question. I'm asking questions then.
You can still ask questions, right? Look, guys, I'm just asking questions. I just love how everyone was like, it's the Jews, is just asking questions. I will say the Pope dying on Easter Monday kind of makes me believe in God. Did he actually die on Easter and then they just held off on telling us because they didn't want it overshadowing Jesus Christ's death? Or was
resurrection?
His resurrection? Sorry. The internet's response was the Pope dying the day after Easter after meeting JD Vance is like Santa Claus dying the day after Christmas after meeting the Grinch. Yes, this is actually true. JD Vance went and saw the Pope, and then 4 hours later, he lost the will to live. I'm not saying it was meeting JD Vance, but I would feel pretty bad. There was a lot of memes around that, too, where it was like JD Vance meeting the Pope with the Lannisters send their regards. Vance hadn't met with Schwab recently by any chance, had he? Maybe Bernie's next on the list. How old is he?
83 or 84. Well, because I was pointing out that the Pope is 88 and Klaus Schwab in his retirement message was like, as I reach my 88th year.
Maggie, stop throwing around those Nazi slang.
And then you said it was a Nazi number. I was like, okay, I didn't know that.
You have to be way too online to know that. That's how you know. That's when I knew. And 420 is a Nazi thing, too, because I think isn't 420 Hitler's birthday?
God, is it?
Yes, 420.
Oh, Lord.
Somebody online was like, an Argentinian Pope died at 88 on 420, and you're telling me that this isn't a simulation? Look, there's some questions we need to ask about this. And everyone was like, no, he died on 421, allegedly. The media heralds Francis as an advocate for economic and social justice. And at the same time, we were laughing about about that one time he used the word faggotry. And then when he was pressed by the press about whether he said it, he was like, no, I actually meant faggotness. And English isn't his first language, to be honest. But faggotry is a great word. Faggotry goes a lot less hard than the real F word. It does sound like something you would major in at college. You know, it's like queer studies is definitely the study of faggotry. It's funny. So speaking of faggotry, there was a Biden staffer who got plowed in Congress and filmed it. And now he's doing a media tour saying he checked himself into a psych ward after the scandal because he was suicidal. Well, maybe don't do that. Don't do that. This is why I don't want to hear about norms from anyone. I don't want to hear it. You had luggage stealing cross-dressers and freaking dudes railing other dudes in Congress in the last administration. And this one, we've got drunk bros in the group chat with their wife and brother and lawyer. just bragging about the military plans. And then Andrew Tate also sent out a video it went viral because somebody shared it and said this is peak homosexuality. Peak faggotry, if I may.
I'll allow it.
I don't know if Instagram will, but